I hope you guys are doing well. You guys, time to come into the chat. Take your time and get comfortable. And I want to say welcome to the Black Financial Channel. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from the Black Business School, and I hope you guys are doing well. And while you guys get settled, I'm going to go ahead and let the family know that we're live. There's a lot to talk about today, a lot to talk about with the market today and some of the things that have happened in the business world. And as you guys know, the Black Financial Channel is designed to give you daily access to financial news and commentary from a Black perspective. And so, so give me 1 second here. If you are watching on Facebook, please share it to your page. If you're watching on YouTube, share it to your YouTube channel or your own Facebook page or wherever you can share it. Hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button. Also, if you want to get text notifications when we go live on the Black Financial Channel, if you want to get notified whenever we go live to talk about finances on the Black Financial Channel, just text the term Black Wealth. Don't text it as 2 words, only 1 word. So check the autocorrect. Make sure it's just 1 word, not 2. Text Black Wealth to 31996. Text the term Black Wealth as 1 word, not 2 words, 1 word to 31996, and you'll be notified when I go live on the Black Financial Channel. So give me 1 second here. All right. So did anybody else see what happened today with Disney Plus? Give me a yes or no in the chat if you saw what was going on with Disney Plus and the massive mega launch that Disney Plus just had, where they picked up an unbelievable 10 million subscribers in one day. I was kind of blown by that. I didn't expect Disney Plus to do that well in one day. I would have thought maybe 2 million, 1 million, but 10 million. And it's a beautiful thing. I think that a lot of it was driven by a couple of really cool new shows that they had. I know they sucked me in. They had that Star Wars show, The Mandalorian. That looked interesting. I'm a Star Wars fan. They had some other stuff out there. And I think that they do such a good job of integrating these different systems that it's hard not to get pulled into something. I will tell you, I believe that what's going to happen with the streaming wars is that there won't really be a big loser. I believe that the pie is going to be sliced differently, but it's just going to be a bigger pie. I don't know how many of you are subscribers to more than one service. How many of you are subscribed to more than one, like maybe Hulu and Netflix, or Netflix and something in Disney Plus or whatever? How many of you have more than one service? Because I got about 4 or 5. I literally, because the thing is, at the end of the day, the amount that I spend now is still only a fraction of what my cable bill used to be. And I have a lot more options. Like I subscribed to Apple Plus when it came out because I wanted to watch that new show, the morning show. I subscribed to, there's an urban channel. I think it's called the Black Urban Channel or something like that, or the Urban Channel. I can't remember what it's called. But I subscribe to that. I subscribe to all different kinds of platforms, Hulu, and I can get access to everything. And then on top of that, you can actually find whatever show you want. Like a lot of times when Alicia and I want to watch a TV show, we always go and we'll just sit or watch a movie. We might be like, oh, remember that movie that came out in 1994? And we'll just say the name of the movie in our Xfinity and it'll come up and they'll be like, you can watch the movie, but it's going to cost you $5. So we're like, okay, let's spend $5 and have a night at the movies. So anyway, YouTube Premium, shout out your favorite. Shout out the one that you like the most. I would say that, I'm trying to think which one I like the most. I like Netflix. I probably would have to say I like Netflix the most. Let's see here. I have Apple Plus. I like that. I don't have Disney Plus yet, but I'm gonna get Disney Plus. Because I told you that Mandalorian is what sucked me in. YouTube Premium. I think I have that. I don't know. I have so many things. I can't even tell you everything I own. But anyway, let me read some of this to you in terms of what went down. This is from Business Insider, and they actually have an image of that show, The Mandalorian. So apparently that was one of its big pushes, and that's how they're getting people to subscribe to the services. They pretty much are using one great show to pull you in, to get you to subscribe, to get access to that show that you like. And I think that's a great strategy. Disney Plus surpassed 10 million subscribers in its first day, the company announced today. Disney's announcement comes after Apptopia reported that the Disney Plus app has been downloaded more than 3.2 million times. That's despite tech problems that affected the service throughout the day. The Mandalorian live-action Star Wars show, easily considered the crown jewel of Disney's streaming service, saw north of 2 million streams over the first day, according to people familiar with the matter. The number has more than likely grown due to overnight and second-day viewing. By the end of the day, Disney Plus was also the top app in the App Store, according to Apptopia, launching with a bundle, ESPN Plus, and ad-supported Hulu. and help bump up both apps in app stores, according to Apptopia's report. Sources familiar with the matter told The Verge that the bundle also saw a notable increase in signups following the launch of Disney Plus. To put everything into additional context, analysts projected that Disney Plus would have anywhere between 10 million and 18 million subscribers in its first year. So they were actually saying that within the first year, they were going to hit 10 to 18 million. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? So they hit 10 million on the first day. That's pretty gangster. That's like saying, hello Netflix. Our name is Disney Plus, and we're moving in next door, and you gonna eat your cornbread. Like, they literally are doing like a gangster move on them. They are straight Deboing into Netflix's space, and Netflix is running scared. Netflix is spending insane amounts of money on content. Does anybody know what Netflix just did? Type it in the chat if you're familiar with the big move Netflix just made in response to Disney Plus jumping into the market. Does anybody know? Answer. Let me know if you guys know what Netflix just did. Tell me if you know what Netflix did. I should have bought more Disney stock. I agree. I should have bought more too. I did buy more, actually, thank goodness, but I should have bought even more than I did. So what did Netflix do in response to Disney's big move? Can anybody tell me? Okay, it looks like nobody's responding on that. I don't see anybody saying that they know. Netflix actually made a deal with Nickelodeon. And so the deal with Nickelodeon is basically one where they're going back to revive some old brands. They're like, look, if you can market to kids, we can market to kids too. And so Netflix made a deal with Nickelodeon. So it's kind of becoming this interesting arms race where a lot of old brands are being resurrected. A lot of content's being bought. I mean, it's kind of insane. I kind of wonder at what point are we going to have too much content out here, because I can't watch all this stuff on the different apps. It's kind of crazy. It's impossible to compare with any insight coming from it first day downloads of Netflix to that of Disney Plus. Apptopia's report reads, streaming was not what it is today, and mobile is not what it is today, as mobile device penetration and user preferences have shifted in Disney's favor. Disney has signed up more than half of the 10 to 18 million projected in the first year. They did this in 24 hours. This might lead people to question whether Disney is poised to be far more successful than other streaming competitors, including Netflix. But that's not quite fair. I'm going to tell you, I think Disney is going to be more successful because I feel like Disney learned from Netflix, and Disney just, they're super well capitalized. And in fact, it's interesting because Netflix, to be such a high revenue generator, they have a lot of debt. I was really kind of curious about how they were, actually deeper in debt at the end of last year than they were at the beginning of the year, even though they have 160 million subscribers. I mean, you've got 160 million people paying you, around $10 a month, and you still can't pay your bills. Like, you still can't pay off your debt. I mean, that's kind of crazy to me. But I think that's what it is. I think everybody feels like they have to be number one, so they're all competing and fighting over this space. Disney also confirmed that there are no plans to release Disney Plus subscriber data outside of the quarterly earnings calls. The next time we'll hear about subscriber numbers will be early 2020. So if you own the Disney stock, they're not going to tell you about the subscriber numbers until they announce their quarterly results, which you should pay attention to if you own Disney stock. Now, give me a yes or no. How many of you own Disney shares? How many of you own Disney stock right now? Or and how many of you think you would like to buy Disney stock right now? How many of you think that Disney is going to continue to go up? Give me a yes or no. Do you think it's going to go up? Or do you think it's kind of hit a peak? Or what do you think? Up or down? You predicted to go up or down. What do you think? Okay. Gifted next day says yes. Scorpion says yes. You guys on Facebook, I don't know why this thing does this, but it's for some reason it's not letting me see any of your comments, and it's kind of making me mad because I really want to see what you guys are saying. But the fact that I'm not, excuse me, I'm hitting buttons here trying to see what the issue is. I don't know why you can't. So if you feel free to send me a Facebook note to let me know what I'm doing wrong, because my phone is not showing me your comments. I apologize. Let's see, Christmas holidays coming up. Yeah, but the thing about stock prices, they tend to factor all that in pretty early. So it's really a matter of expectations. The question is whether or not they're going to exceed the expectations, because now the expectations are pretty high. So I think it's going to be fascinating to see how that plays out. Now, do me a favor, please hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that. hit the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to the Black Financial Channel. If you're on Facebook, you can actually go to theblackfinancialchannel.com. That's where you can see daily financial news and commentary from a Black perspective. Also, if you are interested in estate planning, planning to protect your wealth as you build your wealth, attorney Nicole Compton in the Black Business School is co-hosting a special session on the 26th of November on how to form the perfect estate plan. You can feel free to join that if you go to drboyceseminars.com. That's drboyceseminars.com. And for the next 48 hours, you can use the code word business to get 40% off. So you go to drboyceseminars.com, use the code word business, and it'll take 40% off of the price of admission or the your investment to be a part of the program. So it's a one-day thing. It'll make a difference for you. It'll prepare you to put together a really good estate plan, including your will, your insurance, your trust, and things like that. And she's an attorney, and attorneys are expensive, so that's why I can't be free. But if you go to drboyceseminars.com, use the code word business, and because you're on this platform, you can get 40% off. All right, so let's see. Japan will unlock Disney in Asia after next year. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. So here's another interesting piece of news that just popped off. Nike just confirmed that it's no longer selling its products on Amazon's site. The news report was reported first by Bloomberg. The partnership between the two retailers was first announced just over 2 years ago. The deal was that Nike would sell direct to Amazon in return for Amazon removing fake Nike items and stopping unauthorized third parties from selling Nike products on its site. Early reports suggested that the mutually beneficial partnership wasn't living up to expectations, however, as Nike wasn't able to get a handle on the third-party marketplace. So basically, Nike is pulling out of Amazon because they feel that Amazon is letting people rip them off. They're letting these fake counterfeit products come in. The Chinese are very, very good at copying Nikes. I remember when I went to China. This was years ago. This was back in 2005, and I was walking down the street. And usually they have Shanghai's a funny city. It's like the haves and the have-nots. So I was on the side where the haves happen to be, and but there are a lot of have-nots there. People. I mean, dire poverty. I mean, here, we have social programs and we take care of the elderly and all that. They don't do that so well in China. You saw a lot of people that were really destitute. Anyway, so there would be these guys, and standing there. When you're walking past like the Gucci store, they would be like, "Hey, you want to get a fake Gucci?" But they would say it in Chinese, so they'd be like, whatever. I don't know I can't speak good Chinese, right? I know basic Chinese, but I don't speak it very well. I only know how to say or something like that, which is like I don't speak very well, right? So anyway, they would say, "Do you want some fake stuff, right?" And you'd be like, "Okay, well, let me see what you got," right? So one time I was curious. I was teaching at Syracuse University at the time, and there's this guy who said, "Come on," and he was telling me where to go. I was thinking we're going to just go behind the building, and he was going to show me some stuff, right? Because they have some Rolexes and all kinds of stuff, Nikes, all that. And I went behind the building. He was like, and he was still like, come on. So then he takes me down another block, and I'm like, okay, man, he's about to jump me. He's about to kill me. And I had my camcorder on, but I was so curious, I could not turn around. I really had to follow this guy because I was curious to see what was going to happen. So I'm following this guy, and then he's like, come on. And the street's totally dark. There's no street lights. And I was with two students, actually, Asha Terry, who's now a national security analyst, actually, on the shows like Fox News and stuff like that. She was an undergrad at the time, and another young lady named Kyla. And they were like, "We're going to follow you, boys, because we don't want something to happen to you." And I was like, "Yeah, I got to follow. I'm really curious." But I got my camcorder out, so maybe they'll record me getting like beat upside the head and killed. And so then he tells me to come inside this building, and I'm like, "Oh man, boys, you're going to pay for this one." But I couldn't help it, so I followed him in the building. And this building was like, imagine the most torn down, worn out, destroyed building you've ever seen in your life. It was so gutted that I could see a man up in his apartment cooking in his kitchen. He was standing in his drawers cooking in his kitchen. I'm like, I can see right into his house. This is crazy, because China's a whole different world, right? It's not like you got it good in the United States. You think that life is hard here, but I'm telling you, go to some other countries. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody been to other like a third world country and really seen what real poverty really looks like? Like for example, in a lot of countries, like in the United States, we have stuff that you're not supposed to have. Like, you're not supposed to have fat, poor people, right? In a lot of countries, you can't be fat and poor. They'll be like, "How are you poor and fat?" Well, then you're obviously eating good, which obviously means you ain't poor. That's how some people. That's how bad poverty can be in some places. If you eating every day, you good. You're middle class. So anyway, I walk in and I go into this little apartment. I swear to God, it's a 1-bedroom apartment, no bigger than my office. My office is about, I don't know, maybe about 12 12 feet long and, 12 feet wide, 12 by 12, something like that. This tiny one bedroom apartment. And this whole family, like mama, daddy, cousin Bobo, little Johnny, Grandma Lucy, 7 of them are all sitting on the bed, like 6 or 7 people. Imagine 6 or 7 people all sitting on the bed just like this. And they were all like, it was like they were waiting for me. Like they were all like sitting up straight and just like looking at me when I came in, like, oh, the rich American is here, right? It was very strange. And then the little 5-year-old, who came up, she spoke Chinese, she comes up and she says, hello, how are you doing? And it sounded so cute. And I'm like, oh, look, the little girl, she knows English. This is so cute. And then she goes, hello, how are you doing? I'm like, oh, you said it again. That's not, you said it twice. Then she's like, hello, how are you doing? So I eventually figured out, like, the little girl been rehearsing. They taught her, like, when the Americans come in, say this in English. We're going to teach you one sentence, and that's all you're going to know. So then check this out. So the room was small, one bed, whole family on one bed, and very dark. And then he pulls back a curtain, and in this closet, suddenly it was like really bright. It was like, oh, like going into a fancy department store where it was fully lit up. And he had, like, on this wall, there's Rolex watches all up and down. On this wall, there's Air Jordan sneakers, right? All over here, there's Gucci belts. Over here, there's like, Louis Vuitton purses. Like he really had a whole like shopping center in that one bedroom apartment. It was the crazy, and it was well lit and nice and clean, and just a complete contrast to what I had just seen. And the girl was so cute. I think I bought a couple things from him. The only thing that lasted was the sneakers. I did get some Nike sneakers, but I think I bought a watch or two, and the watches look super nice. But the problem with a lot of the Chinese stuff, at least at that time, and I think it's still true to this day, is that it was just shitty. I mean, it was just, crappy. Like, it was stuff they would, like, I think the damn thing stopped ticking 3 days later. But that's what I get for buying counterfeit. I should have not been cheap and just bought the real thing. But I ain't spending no big money on designer stuff. But the point of that is to say that the Chinese, unfortunately, have a bad reputation for stealing intellectual property, counterfeiting goods, and making very bad, very dangerous products. Well, Amazon is being hammered big time because they are in bed with the Chinese. They have a lot of the Chinese products on their shelves or in their on their website. And these products are, they're breaking down, they're hurting people, they're getting people sick. I'm sure somebody's died, and so now a lot of people are saying we're not messing with certain Amazon products. We're not going to do business with Amazon because you're letting people steal our intellectual property. You're letting these third-party people come in and provide counterfeits and all that. And so you're probably going to see some adjustments in the law that are probably going to end up hurting Amazon and their ability to do business, because right now I think they're kind of a little bit too wide open and bad things are happening. So Nike's basically said, we're not participating. We're just out. We're not going to sell you our stuff anymore. But if you go to Amazon right now and you search for Nike products, you're going to find thousands of people offering Nike sneakers and everything else. So usually this is coming through third-party sellers. And Amazon, I used to think Amazon was a good place to do business and stuff like that. Just like I thought Uber was a great place to work, which I still think it can work, but it's not what I thought it was. And what's really going on right now is that these big tech companies like Amazon and Uber are being so focused on technology that they're really undermining the human element. They're not really honoring their contractors, suppliers, and other stakeholders the way they're taking care of the shareholders, right? So the shareholders, like you and I, all of us in here are investors. Raise your hand if you are an investor. If you are a stock investor, raise your hand. If you're not, that's okay. Become one. You need to start investing. But the investors are doing well. If you own Nike stock, you probably made money. If you own Amazon stock, you probably made money. If you own Disney stock, you probably made money. All these companies are making money. The stock market is literally raining money right now. The last 10 years has been raining money. That's why you've seen the gap between the rich and the poor grow, because the middle class and the poor are hung up on distractions, or they are being fed these myths or these ideas that stock market investing is scary and dangerous. So they're stayed away from it. Whereas rich people have been putting their money in there, and their incomes have been skyrocketing. They're, I can tell you in our household, Alicia and I, we ain't poor. We're both professors. We're not poor people. And a lot of our income has come from stock market investing. Okay. So ultimately, the investors have done well. The problem is that with Amazon, you got an issue where your employers and your employees and your suppliers are not doing as well as you are. Amazon is doing everything they can to eke out as much of a profit as possible. And what part of that, unfortunately, what that's leading to is leading them to literally destroy businesses like hundreds, thousands of businesses at a time because they're trying to find products from the cheapest source. And I think that that's going to turn out badly for them because they're starting to look like a bad corporate citizen. Also, you're having employees, doing videos about how horrible it is to work for Amazon and how to make their quota, you got to run around like crazy, because they unfortunately have a reputation of treating their employees like they're robots. And let me tell you what, Jeff Bezos is a techie. He's a high tech guy. He's like a Elon Musk of retail. And Jeff Bezos will eventually do whatever he can to replace all human beings with robots. Uber is going to do all it can to replace all human beings with robots. I guarantee you in the next decade, most of the Uber cars that you get into will not be driven by a human being. I really believe that. The only thing stopping them is the law. I think the law is, but now the technology is so solid that I think even the lawmakers are eventually going to get in bed with the corporations because they're already in bed with the corporations. All you got to do is pay the right people and lobby their way through, and they're going to end up making a lot of money that way. So become an investor because you want to be connected to that. You don't want to be stuck just making your money as a worker because workers are being squeezed pretty bad. Can you pull out from your stocks or is it only for the long term? It kind of depends on how you want to approach it. What I do is I never pull out of the market. What I do is I move my money around. So if when I bought a rental property, I just took money out of my stocks and put it into the property, right? Or made the down payment, to start paying it off and stuff like that. Or I might do other things like we were really happy. We were really celebrating yesterday because I paid off my car. And I just really, I had a car note and I was like, I want to pay off this car note. Like, that's my financial goal. So I knocked it all out and I finally got the little letter saying, congratulations, your car note's paid off. And I was like, look at us. Like, I felt like I should celebrate. And so basically, it's really a matter of putting your capital to work. If you put your capital to work, then you are then able to grow your money or just sort of make moves with your money. Money moves, not Cardi B. Cardi B's money moves involve like shaking her ass and things like that. Your money moves involve allocating your capital to allow your finances to grow over time. That comes from stock market investing, real estate investing, entrepreneurial ventures. You got to have multiple streams of income in this economy, or you will be stuck. You will be stuck with poverty and struggle and all these other things. And I don't want that for you guys. So anyway, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. theblackfinancialchannel.com, daily financial news from a Black perspective. Also, if you want to join the seminar on the 26th on estate planning with attorney Nicole Compton and myself, it's a private group, small group, so you'll be able to ask any question you have of me, and I will answer every single question. Attorney Nicole Compton will answer questions as well. You can go to drboyceseminars.com. That's drboyceseminars.com. Use the code word business, and you can get 40% off. Use the code word business. That code will be activated for the next couple of days. What was the largest class you taught as a professor? Says Frederick. I don't remember. I mean, probably 50, 60. I don't know. Or maybe I had a big class at some point with 100 people. I have no idea. I wanted to teach online because I don't want to teach 100 people. I want to teach 100,000 people, because I believe that's what's going to elevate our community. So that's why I do what I do. All right, guys. So take care and join the Black Business School, theblackbusinessschool.com. We do have 82,000 students in there now. We're going to get to 100,000 students by the end of 2020, and we'd love for you to be one of them. And you can actually get started for free. So this is theblackbusinessschool.com. We have people there that you can talk to right now. So take care, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good day. Peace.